I'm the Chief Operating Officer and Head of Ecommerce and International Business in Drools. I got an opportunity from Snapdeal.com. I got an opportunity to meet a lot of really amazing professional people there. I have met and I've made, lifelong mentors there. The combination of pet industry versus e-commerce is a deadly combination.
Yeah.
Made by Indians brand.
Yep.
Right? This is how I'll introduce Drools to you.
Yeah.
And we are the pet food manufacturer. We manufacture food for dogs and food for cats, right? And we are the largest pet food manufacturer currently in India. We are exporting to 22 countries right now.
Yep. What were the steps taken to make sure it becomes a homegrown and a household brand? What were the conscious steps that worked out?
People used to ask me, which company? I said, Drools. What is this? Come again?
Exactly.
Which industry?
Exactly.
And now when I say it's Drools, people know us.
Yeah.
And I would say that India knows us now.
Yes.
And I'll tell you the journey, how it happened.
Hey Rakhi, how are you?
I'm really good and thanks for having me today on this podcast, Anupreet.
Very, very excited to have you on the podcast. For the audience, it'll be great if you can introduce yourself and share a little bit about your background so that the audience can know you better.
Yeah, of course. Hi everyone, I'm Rakhi and I'm the Chief Operating Officer and Head of Ecommerce and International Business in Drools. So I've been working with Drools from over 6.5 years of time. And yeah, it's been really great and amazing journey working with Drools. And if you want to understand, about my professional journey, then I started my professional career in 2010, right after completing my MBA. So in 2010, I joined Cocoberry Retail Private Limited. That's a frozen yogurt chain. And I was there as a management trainee. And I, with a couple of my, college mates, we were placed there and we were rolled into multiple departments. So as a management training program. And then later, I decided to move to vendor management role. And then I was leading their imports and domestic purchases, right? And at very early stage in my career, I got an opportunity from e-commerce. In 2011 itself, Infobeam.com approached me. And that was the very early time, to decide to go into e-commerce. And I thought, let's do this. Let's try this new industry. And you won't believe, Anupreet, in the initial 2 to 3 months of time, I was completely blew with the kind of work culture they had. Starting from, desktop to laptop now. Individual contributor to started heading a team of 40 people. And then, data, Excel, presentation, and every day I used to get 500 of emails and I need to revert of all of those emails. That was the cultural shock I got from, traditional organization to an e-commerce company. And it actually took me, 2 to 3 months of time to settle down in that environment and to understand the speed, being organized and, revert at very fast and being a multitasker. So I learned all of those things there. And again, I even did not complete my 1 year, but again, I got an opportunity from Snapdeal.com.
Wow.
And I'll tell you, Snapdeal, I can say this with, proud that Snapdeal was an institution to me. I got an opportunity to meet a lot of really amazing professional people there. I have met and I've made, lifelong mentors there. I can name those, even Saurabh Chaudhary. He's right now, leading another extended arm of Ecommerce. And then Saurabh Bansal, he's currently, Executive Director in Spencer's. Then Rohit Bansal, co-founder of Snapdeal. He only interviewed me in Snapdeal and I have really good connect with him also. Then Raman Kumar, he's currently Senior VP with Noon.com. So all of these folks are actually my gurus, I can say. Wherever I get stuck anywhere, I can approach any of these people anytime. And then in Snapdeal, I was actually leading cluster of categories there: tools and hardware, sports and fitness, and then pet supplies, home improvement. So pet supplies was again one of my categories. So this is how I got connected with Drools.
Oh, okay.
So I already knew Drools folks, and I got this opportunity, and I evaluated it, and I thought let's try this, and hence the rest is the history. And today I'm presenting here the organization with you.
This is amazing. And I don't think you joined as the Chief Operating Officer, right? How was that journey, joining, I think, what was your title when you joined Drools?
So I'll share that story also. I was interviewed in my office itself. So Dr. Shatang, who is our CEO now, So Shashank used to, interact with me during that time because he was leading e-commerce.
Got it.
So Shashank came to our office and he, offered this role to me that, Rakhi, why don't you join us and lead our e-commerce and modern trade? So I was offered general manager role there. So I evaluated it, and there were a couple of reasons why I joined this organization. Number one, the industry itself, because I know that pet care industry is really promising and it is still promising. Second reason was, in my entire career, I never had the other side of the experience. I was always on the, buying side or business side, but never on the actual hardcore sales side.
Yeah.
So I thought, let's try this. And third, I would say, I was also given modern trade.
Yeah.
And I wanted to have offline experience as well, because in my entire career, good 7 years, I was in e-commerce.
Yeah.
So then I thought, it's a good opportunity. Let's do this. So my title was, of course, general manager. And then after 2 years of time, I promoted to sales director. And then later, exports also came into my kitty. And currently, 3 months back only, I got promoted to chief operating officer, and I'm still leading the sales.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
That's a very, very interesting story. Going from, a management trainee to a chief operating officer in a span of about 12 odd years. This is amazing. Kudos to that journey.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Would love to know more about your switch to sales. I also moved into sales from a very different kind of a career background. I was a coder before I moved to sales. How difficult was that transition? How difficult was having such targets on your head for such a big company? And how are you enjoying it now, against any non-sales roles that you've done in the past? How do you compare them?
See, I'll say in case of sales, of course, there is a pressure because you are driving numbers, and you're not just driving numbers, you need to drive numbers keeping your bottom line intact, right? So that pressure is there, but it is a different experience, I would say. In my previous roles, when I started, my journey in Cocoberry and Infobeam.com, I was much more, I learned how to be organized, how to be systematic, and how, can make your work better and organized. I would say even that experience helped me to make myself much more stronger in sales.
Yeah.
Because in sales, at times you may meet a lot of people, they do not go into details.
Yes.
So such experience actually helped me into sales. So 50% of my task is already done, and then of course, to know the nuances, cracking the deals, meeting with people, you learn all of those things with time. So which I did, and of course in this organization itself, when I joined organization, the e-commerce contribution was 3 to 4%, and now it is contributing somewhere around 28 to 29%.
Wow.
So that has been an amazing journey, I would say.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Let's double down on the e-commerce growth, right? I mean, what do you think were the driving factors to that growth? How does that happen, like going from 3% to 28% in about 3-4 years? How did that happen?
So first thing I would say, pet industry itself is growing.
Yeah.
Right. And then e-commerce was also growing.
Yeah.
So I can tell you that the combination of pet industry versus e-commerce is a deadly combination.
Yeah.
Right. And then QC happened, quick commerce. And quick commerce is further, taking a big leap in this industry.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. Second, if I talk about internally, I did not confine myself just to the sales. In the organization itself, wherever and whenever needed, I actually fixed other departments also, so that can help to lead the numbers.
Yeah.
For example, even in our system, the time I joined, I was the lead for sales. I actually fixed supply chain for e-commerce. I actually fixed the warehousing for e-commerce, because we are working in vendor flex and alpha light. If you know, these are basically Amazon and Flipkart's warehouses. Those are warehouse within warehouse, right? Yes. So that also came under me only because I didn't want it, to get hampered. So implementing and improving internal systems also helped to grow the sales manifold. So all of these pointers.
Very cool. And then how was it dealing with competition? Because I think since this market was growing, there was at least one significant competition in the market already before Drools started making it big. How was it navigating through competition in such sales deals? Where let's say because and in pet foods, for example, how do you create a differentiation? In terms of you versus competition? Just want to maybe I don't understand it enough, right? But for someone like me as a consumer of such products, I've never understood like what becomes the nuance of differentiation when it comes to pet foods. Any details that you can share with us?
See, Anupreet, before answering this question, I'll introduce Drools first.
Yeah.
So Drools is basically a make in India and made by Indians brand.
Yep.
Right. This is how I'll introduce Drools to you.
Yeah.
And we are the pet food manufacturer. We manufacture food for dogs and food for cats, right? And we are the largest pet food manufacturer currently in India. In terms of volume, we are already number one. In terms of value, we are number two in the country, right? And in terms of our presence, we are available with all the pet shops in India.
Yeah.
We are available with e-commerce, modern trade, GT, vet clinics and breeders. And our presence is not limited till India. We are exporting to 22 countries right now.
Yep.
So in other geographies, Indian subcontinent is number one for us right now. Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka. Then GCC countries, we are available with UAE, Saudi, Oman, Bahrain. We are about to launch in 1 month of time. And then in Southeast Asia, we are available in Malaysia, Myanmar, Brunei. And then in Middle East, Israel, Palestine, Nigeria, Australia. And then we are available in a couple of countries in South African continent, right? So that's our presence currently.
Beautiful.
And we are the only Indian pet food MNC right now because we have our office in Dubai also.
Correct.
So they're the only Indian pet food MNC, right? And with this spread, I'll tell you, our vision is basically to be the most preferred global pet food brand.
Yep.
And our mission is actually that no pet in the country or outside the country should be without having a nutritious or complete or balanced meal. That's our mission, right? And our USP is actually to make quality product with availability and affordability, right? So our product is quality and affordability, right? That is the USP of our product. When you say that how do you differentiate yourself with the competitors, this is the number one differentiator.
Got it. What is the most significant market for Drools after India?
After India, in terms of continent, of course, Indian subcontinent, then it's GCC. Yeah.
Got it.
Dubai is really picking up very fast for us because UAE basically, as it's our own setup. We have our own sales team there. We have our own warehouse there.
Very
so we are managing it. So we are expecting that very soon Dubai and Saudi will be number one, number two for us outside India.
Very nice. So I understand the distribution and the e-commerce growth that happened. I think a lot of foot on the ground, a lot of optimization in processes is what I'm hearing. How did the brand get developed? And what were the steps taken to make sure it becomes a homegrown and a household brand? What were the conscious steps that worked out? I'm sure there are multiple things that wouldn't have worked out, but what were those key points, if you highlight in the last few years journey, what were those moments in branding and marketing that you feel that got us the brand recognition that we deserve? Okay,
so Anupreet, I'll cover the strategy piece first and then I'll move to the marketing piece. So in terms of our strategy, as I said, our product is our major differentiator, quality with affordability. Second, I would say our opening price point strategy. See, pet food is something where customer think that it is expensive, but if you actually calculate, it is not. Right. And currently in India, the calorie conversion, or in layman term, I can say the conversion is just 7 to 8%. That means that 92% of the market is still under-penetrated. And those 92% of the customers are actually putting their pets on home-cooked food. And home-cooked food is not fit for their consumption. Right? Our nutritional needs and pets' nutritional needs are absolutely different. So to break that myth that it is expensive, we have come up with our opening price point strategy, and that's actually helping us in acquiring more and more customers. So our brand called Pure Pet. I mean, if you check in the market, that 1 kg pack cat food costs just 180 rupees after discount to the customer. And cat eats 50 gram in a day. So that means if you calculate it, that means 8 to 9 rupees meal. Right, per day. So it's not expensive, right? And at times customer think, otherwise if you'll make that food at home, it will gonna cost you 50, 100 rupees. Right? So that is something which is helping us. we are the only brand which is actually making food available, pet food available at this price point, right? And third, I would say the strong leadership and the best team. That's also helping us staying apart from the competitors, right? And our strongest supply chain network. We have double the warehouses than any competitor has currently. So our supply chain network is really strong. I mean, you can find our food across.
Yeah.
Right. That's again making us very, very strong. So these are a couple of pointers which is actually keeping us apart from the competitors. Second point which you asked about marketing piece. So I'll tell you, I mean, the time I joined Drools in 2018 March.
Yeah.
People used to ask me, which company? I said, Drools. What is this? Come again?
Exactly.
Which industry?
Exactly.
And now when I say it's Drools,
Everyone
people
knows.
know us.
Yeah.
And I would say that India knows us now.
Yes.
And I'll tell you the journey, how it happened. And celebrities literally helped us in this. We started our celebrity journey in 2019. So we have our first brand ambassador as Disha Patani.
Yeah.
And then Jacqueline, Ritik, Kareena, Kiara, Kartik Aryan, Samantha, Sara Ali Khan. I mean, we have 11 brand ambassadors, and it is one of its kind disruption in any CPG or FMCG category. I mean, you can't remember any brand in this category who can have these many brand ambassadors at a single go. So it was like, we exploited this, to be very honest, but it actually helped in our favor.
Yeah.
We used our celebrities in all, point of sale in pet shops. You go inside the pet shop, you can find, our branding. Outside the pet shop, even in most of the time, you will see the board.
Yeah.
You'll see red board with one of our celebrities.
Yes.
You'll see lollipop boards out of, outside the pet shop.
Yeah.
These were our strategies. Let's, make pet shops red. And that has happened. And second, I would say in terms of marketing, we completely focused on social media and then on e-commerce. So in social media, Instagram, FB and YouTube, we generally promote our brand thoroughly, and we try to resonate with, Generation Z, Generation Alpha, even millennials also. And in e-commerce, you must have, I mean, if you ever go to pet category and if you search, you can find our promotions there. We are available on Amazon, Flipkart, Blinkit, Zepto, Zomato, Super Tails, and all of those quick commerce, right, companies. So that has been our strategy, and celebrities actually helped us, to build the brand or to change the image of the brand. Initially, I would say, before all of these things, see, pet food is a Western concept, to be very honest. People think that, Indian, how can they make pet food?
Yeah.
So over a period of 14 years of time, we changed that mindset, right? And then, as I mentioned, all these strategies plus our celebrity endorsement, all of these put together. It's not just one, this or another, that. It's everything, all 360-degree approach helped us to gain this much of market share and to be the number one in the industry in terms of volume right now. Yeah.
Amazing. I'll switch gears. I think you come from Delhi, right? How does it feel in Bangalore? I've never been able to settle here. I know both of us are from Delhi doing this podcast in Bangalore, but Bangalore doesn't make sense to me. I always go back to Delhi, and that's where my home is. How's it feeling? It's been 3 years, I think, in Bangalore.
Yeah, it's been 3 years. So I was born and brought up in Delhi. Everything, marriage also, everything was in Delhi. I never thought that I'll move out of Delhi anytime. But this happened, and if you'll ask me the difference, then of course, except weather, I still love Delhi.
Right.
And even at times, I love even Delhi's weather, because I say this to everyone. I miss those extreme summers and extreme winters, because in summers you sweat.
Yeah.
And if you sweat, you glow. Right? Here, I can feel that my shade has gone down by 1 or 2 shades. So that's the difference.
Yeah. And the best part is winters. You have the choices to wear, and
in Delhi, every time you change your food. In summer, you take different food. In winters, you take different food. That improves your metabolism also. So I'm being scientific now. Yeah. But all of those are the differences. But Delhi's pollution is bad.
I know. but only for 2-3 months, right? I think being nomadic is the best in India. But moving cities based on where the weather is perfect in that time period. But except for 2-3 months, I think Delhi's Delhi wins, right?
See, as I said that I still love Delhi and I'm Delhiite. So yeah, I mean, given an opportunity, maybe in future I will go back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
But for now, settled here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Within India, which has been the most successful market for Drools, or is it like fairly distributed?
Fairly distributed. I would say 3 states are almost like Maharashtra, Karnataka, and then UP.
Correct.
Because of maybe population and even UP, Noida also comes under that. So yeah, these 3 states.
Interesting. So metros don't play a very big role.
Metros
in this
play.
case.
I mean, I just bifurcated in states. I mean, top 10 cities generally contribute 35 to 40% of the sales.
Got it.
Yeah, this is how it is. And now QC is actually helping us grow metro fast. Because QC is in metros and tier 1 cities, right?
Oh, yes.
The quick commerce.
Yeah.
So it will gonna further grow. And even in metros, e-commerce share will gonna further grow faster.
Yeah.
That will gonna happen, and that's happening.
Got it.
Yeah.
I'd love to, get a little deeper into your international expansion. Very few Indian, CPG companies have been able to expand outside of India convincingly. Many have tried. Many have burnt a lot of money, in the process. What do you think you did right to get the respect of, the international markets for an Indian brand? What do you think? And I'm sure there would be local competitors in that market.
Across.
Yeah, right? I mean, so...
A lot.
Yeah. So what did you do right? It could be a great learning lesson for, others in D2C, CPG world building something different, but trying to expand from India to the world. What do you think you did right?
Yeah, perfect, Anupreet. So basically, before entering into any country, we first see that who all are the competitors, and we also see the country is a manufacturer or an importer-led country. That's also one of the choosing criteria, right? So whatever countries I named you right now, all of these countries are importer-led countries currently, right? So that's our first strategy to capture those markets where they are not manufacturing, right? So then now you know that the second best strategy should be the product should be available all the time. And our supply chain network, as I mentioned, is really strong. Even our backend is really, really strong because our parent group is IB group. So we do not, face raw material issues and all of those things. So if we introduce to any country and we, try and check the market, most of the time we hear from the pet shops that product supply is not always accurate, say for this brand or that brand. So we first ensure our importer and pet shops that you will always get the product supplies, right? So as I mentioned, first is to understand the market, it's importer-led or manufacturer. Second is, of course, to ensure that the product availability is always there, because if it is import-led market, then supplies plays the major role.
Yeah.
So these two things, and I guess anyone who wants to, enter into any market, just understand all of these concepts and also understand the pricing strategy and the competitor strategies, and then enter. So we do all of these research.
Managing distributors is, because you mentioned a lot of times, I think they are your pillars, right? Managing this whole supply chain and managing the distributors in itself seems to be a very tricky game, right? Anything you do for distributor engagement, any hacks that have worked out for you?
Okay, so Anupreet, when I mentioned that we have the largest number of warehouses, that has happened because previously and even now also almost 70% of our offline business was direct. That means there was no distributors in between. 30% business was on distributor and 70% of the business was we were directly billing to pet shops in India. I'm talking about, right? And now we are moving from direct to indirect model. So, and that will gonna help us further in multiple things. We can, reduce our cost and we can, optimize our operations. So now we're gonna get into distributor model completely, fully. As of now, it is 30%.
Got it. And then what helped, when it comes to online marketing, you mentioned celebrities, but then any performance marketing hacks, any, digital ads that worked out better than others? Anything in particular when it comes to online distribution that you'd want to highlight?
Of course. I mean, from past 1.5 years of time, we are using one strategy and that's working really well for us. We are actually running a campaign called Meet and Greet with Celebrity. So even when we did the Sara Ali Khan, we introduced Sara Ali Khan, we actually run a campaign on most of the e-commerce websites where we selected 3 lucky winners from those websites. The websites were running meet and greet with buy Drools worth ₹999 and get an opportunity to meet Sara Ali Khan.
Beautiful.
And we selected 3 lucky winners from, say, Flipkart, Super Tails, Big Basket. So 9 people, they, went to Bombay and they met Sara Ali Khan. They were really happy. And a couple of those were really excited that they came with their pets. And they actually said on the, at that area that they did not ever think that their pet could, make them meet celebrities. So that's how pets bring joy to the family or to the pet parents' lives.
Yeah.
Right. So this particular campaign is really close to my heart because we are doing this specifically on e-commerce.
Yeah.
And every e-commerce company participate in this campaign, and we have done this campaign with almost 7-8 celebrities as of now. So these many customers have already met celebrities. So yeah, and it really worked well in our favor.
It's beautiful how India, and Indians love the personal connects with celebrity.
Exactly.
Our entire company is built out of that love for celebrities, and trying to scale that up, like I'm sure, you've already been experiencing that.
And when selecting celebrities, we also see that, are they pet lovers?
Correct.
Do they have pets? Are they pet parents or not?
Yeah.
And we also see that, okay, if we are, getting Sara Ali Khan, Generation Alpha, Generation Z, do they resonate with them?
Yeah.
Or say Kareena, Ritik, millennials resonate really well with them. So we want to, cater every segment in the market.
Do you do that during hiring as well? Do you have biases for people who have
not as of now, but it can be a good strategy, I guess.
Very cool.
Yeah.
What is coming next, from Drools? What should we expect in the next 5 years? Especially, I think it's been a while though, but with the 60 million that you've raised, I'm sure you have enough, under your belt to throw some very, very strong punches in the market. What are some of those punches we can expect?
See, of course, there are a couple of things which I can't say openly, but something which I can share is, of course, we are expanding. We are, trying to get into service division also. We have recently launched even our pharma division. Now we are into drugs also. So positively, in 1 month of time, you can see Drools drugs for pets and for dogs and cats in the market. And then there is one more project which we are running, Pet Thrive. There we're gonna help veterinarians to have the lab centers. Where they can, get their pets tested, because, in most of the vet clinics, you would not find all the equipments, all the testing equipment. So we're gonna have those centers for them. So we're gonna support them. So we generally very closely work with all the channel partners in the ecosystem. So this is something which we are bringing, and of course exports will gonna remain our third bet, because if we want to double our business in 2 years of time, then would we be able to do completely in India, or we want to go outside also? So now we are, as I mentioned, that our first strategy has always been to try such markets where those markets are import led. Now we are working in the factory to have FDA, CAPEXL certification and EIC certification, so that we can spread ourselves in Russia, Europe and US. And these are the big market for pet food. So positively, maybe very soon, we are hoping for the best.
Awesome. Yeah. All the best for that. And
thank you so much.
Thank you so much for spending time with me, Rakhi. It was a lovely conversation. I think
same
a
here,
lot to learn for me, and I'm sure for the audience as well. Thank you so much for being so candid with us and for sharing your nuggets with us.
Thank you, Anupreet. And it was my first podcast, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Thank you so much. Thanks for having me on this podcast today.
Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah.